Hey guys, CDTVthaG here, and the G, of course, stands for Guy Who Went Into a Coma for a Month After Listening to Good Intentions by Nav. It was a tough journey to make it back out, but I'm back. And I thought I'd just slowly ease myself into getting back out of this coma by starting with some singles reactions, before we dive back into some album reactions. Also, I do want to point out that if I sound kind of congested in this video, it's summer, it's sunny outside, and I have hay fever, so the pollen is just attacking me right now. So, with that in mind, today I'm going to be reacting to the What's Poppin', Brand New Whip Just Hopped In remix by Jack Harlow, and this one features DaBaby, Tory Lanez, and Lil Wayne. It's an interesting assortment of features he's got for this one. I feel like DaBaby could sound really good on this beat. I don't know if he's going to come through with the same kind of flow as always, but that flow can sound good on songs. He came through with a similar flow like he usually does on Under the Sun. That's one of his best verses. He's usually just pretty enjoyable on features, to be honest, so I think I'll like him on here, as long as he's not talking about like turning piss into lemonade or something like that. Tory Lanez could snap over a beat like this as well. The only one that I don't really picture in my head fitting on this track, weirdly enough, is Wayne. Like, I just can't picture in my head how Wayne's gonna sound over this beat. Although, I mean, just having Wayne on the song itself is a pretty massive feature, especially considering that Jack Harlow himself is a rapper from the South, so it's very possible that he grew up listening to and looking up to Lil Wayne. That's just an assumption, but now he has him on a track. Either way, it's a big feature. I do enjoy the original What's Poppin'. I remember replaying it over and over when it came out because the flow Jack Harlow uses on there is really catchy to listen to. That's pretty much all I've got to say before this. Let's just jump right into the song. We've got the What's Poppin' remix by Jack Harlow featuring DaBaby, Tory Lanez, and Lil Wayne.
Back with the remix. These boys are my sons like Phoenix.
I was getting ready to like rap along with the chorus there that was on the original song, but we just started off straight away with the new verse. Okay.
Jimmy Neutron, I'm a young boy genius. On a futon, I'ma give it that penis. When this shit's done, I'ma fill up arenas. Ooh.
I know it rhymed, but
on the futon, I'ma give her that penis.
Bro.
Shoot my shot, I'm still with the demons. Ooh, I keep it thorough. I got 5 chicks in New York, that means 1 in each borough. Took her home, gave her a cinnamon swirl. I left it in, now I got her €1. Zeros on zeros on zeros. Yeah, I got a hit, she been playing that shit, so when she pull up on me, I know what she about to say. What's poppin'?
Okay, nice little verse from Jack Harlow to start it off. I prefer his verses on the original, but this was cool. Alright, DaBaby up next.
I like a thing with low mileage, good brand with no college. Fuck with your hoe, yeah, I feel for it, still on the Billboard, the #1 song in UK. And now they got so fucking rich, all these hustle my dick. I said, don't give a fuck what you say. Guys just put up in the Batmobile. The reason I ain't fucking with the rap ass niggas, cause they cap ass niggas and their raps ain't real. Believe me, my whip is orange and brown like I'm in Cleveland. My bitch is mellow,
okay,
like a soda. You know it's baby, nigga.
Ooh.
What's poppin'?
Ooh, got a little twist on the beat. Okay, we got Tory up next, but let's talk about DaBaby's verse first. So, I liked what he did on here. Yeah, it was the standard DaBaby flow that you've heard on quite a lot of other songs, but it sounds different over this beat. As long as he's not doing what he did on some of Blame It On Baby, then I'm perfectly happy with that. For what it's worth, I do like this style from DaBaby. Like, when I first listened to Blame It On Baby, I really enjoyed that project. I think the issue with it was that he ran it into the ground too fast. He kept doing it over and over. It's just his solo music that my hype is dying down for, but DaBaby on features, I can really enjoy him on features, and he just snapped with his flow on this. I think it's a very energetic sound. He does have a very strong presence on a track in my opinion, and that showed through on here. I just think he flew through this track and ripped it apart. Standard DaBaby stuff, but very enjoyable for a feature, and very good over this beat. Alright, let's jump back into the song and hear this Tory Lanez verse that we've got up next.
I scattered, I caught her, I'm out here with somebody's daughter. She calling me daddy, I'm somebody's father. I gotta go diss it, I wanna go kiss the father. She told me it's nobody harder, and I'm with the G-ski. I need that shit for the free ski. We are not buying no pussy, you
oh my god.
You believe it, you wanted to toast me. I had it steady as long as a ruler in case you was coolin' and wanna approach me. And I just put so many pennies on the watch, and I don't never got stunning. A nigga look Tory. What's poppin'?
Okay, so Tory just flew through that as well. I don't think he even stopped for a breath. That was just a constant, non-stop flow from Tory. And that sounded great too. I feel like everyone is just like one-upping each other on this track so far. Jack Harlow's verse was enjoyable. Then DaBaby had a really good verse, and then Tory Lanez had an even better verse. I do like Tory when he's rapping like that. I much prefer Tory when he's rapping over when he's singing. Yeah, I mean, he has my favorite verse on this so far. I didn't even really say anything during his verse because I was just locked into it, so great stuff from him on there. I'm assuming up next we'll have the last verse, which is Lil Wayne. I'm interested to see what I'll think of Wayne's verse on here, because Wayne is most of the time someone that I need to be in the particular mood for to listen to, just because he has a very particular sound with his voice. So let's see what Wayne does on here. He does have some strong verses preceding him.
What's bragging? Brand new whip, new mansion. Brand new tips, new dancing. Same old dick, new magnum. Yeah, numbers don't lie, it's the aftermath. Yeah,
nice.
What's poppin'? Brand new phone, just dropped it. Ball in the end zone, put a bad bitch and her friends on. I'm a bust all on the skin tone. I be messed up as Ken Jones.
Okay, so Wayne has a few references to the original What's Poppin' here.
She said, babe, does that hurt when I deep though? I just better not for your T-ho. What's poppin'? Got rid of them toxins. Sports in the top 10.
Okay, Lil Wayne did have a pretty nice verse on here too. His verse on here almost reminds me of what he does on a lot of his mixtapes when he remixes other artists' songs. He'll kind of imitate the flows from them and use his own words, and also reference back to the original track. And that's what he did on here. I think he did fit in on this beat more than I pictured him fitting in on it in my head. Overall, I think this was a very necessary remix. Like, there's a lot of times where remixes drop and they just sound kind of pointless and they don't really add much to the original song. But with this track, I actually feel like I might listen to this more than the original What's Poppin'. And I love both versions. That's not to say that this is necessarily better than the original, but I do like that this is just a little fresh spin on it. It has some new features. It basically refreshes the track a little bit. I'll need more listens to fully decide, but my favorite verse on here is between Tory and DaBaby, and I think it might be Tory. I think if I had to rank the verses, it would probably go Tory Lanez, very closely followed by DaBaby, and then I think I'd put Lil Wayne, and then Jack Harlow. But I think it's just because I've already heard his voice over this beat. You know, I'm kind of used to it. I know sort of what to expect. So even though there was new lyrics, I kind of already had a feel for how he might sound on this one. Whereas DaBaby, Tory Lanez, and Lil Wayne, you've heard none of them over this beat before, so it's something that's completely fresh. So that's not to say that Jack Harlow was bad on here. I still think he was very enjoyable. Everyone came through on this one. Everyone came through. But yeah, big props to Jack Harlow for getting all these features on this song. What's Poppin' is definitely Jack Harlow's biggest song. It's the one that I found him off of. This remix is just going to make it even bigger. I thoroughly enjoyed this one. Good one to start with after the coma that Good Intentions put me in. This is kind of lifted me out a little bit more. And I definitely think I want to hear more of Jack Harlow's music, because like I said, all I've heard is the Sweet Action EP and this song. I haven't heard any of his other projects. So yeah, if any of you guys who are watching are big Jack Harlow fans, let me know down in the comments what project you would recommend to me. So that's all I've got to say for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, I would appreciate you leaving a like and subscribing if you want to see more videos similar to this one. Let me know if there's any singles in particular you want me to react to next. Requests doesn't guarantee that I'll do it, but it's always nice to see what you guys want to see. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say. I will see you guys all in the next one. And this is CDTVthaG, sounding congested as hell, signing out.